Alright, tier 7 game on El Haluf. I'm in my T29, and holy heavy tanks, Batman. Look at both teams. The other team is literally 14 tier 7 heavy tanks and an ELC AMX. On my team, we have 12 tier 7 heavy tanks, a T29 AT, an M5A1 Stuart, and a T50. This is a gigantic hit point pool for having a shootout. So I'm going to this game going, oh my gosh, there's creds and XP floating around everywhere for me to harvest with my 105mm gun on a map where the T29 is arguably one of the strongest tanks you can have. Naturally, two of our scouts find each other immediately, the M5A1 Stuart and the ELC. The advantage definitely belongs to the ELC if he tries to fight him, but he doesn't. The Stuart is smart enough to just sort of skitter away from his tiny opponent and go looking somewhere else. The ELC meanwhile is circling. He's definitely anticipating something. He's trying to spot us while we come this way. At first I'm just driving along, just sort of keeping an eye on him, but knowing that that's not really a primary target for me. And he's kind of behind us, and now he's checking out what's going on. You know, over there, he's being a difficult target. Right up until there. I hear a gunshot, and I see him stop, and I realize, oh my gosh, the other T29 just managed to track him. So I stop, I see him starting to run, and I also track him. He's really stuck now. I just keep right on going. I'm confident that with the swarm of heavy tanks I see coming that way, that ELC is not going to get very far. And you can see him just starting moving again, but the T29 that first tracked him takes him out. Fortunately, one of our tier 7 heavies in IS is just taken down by flanking fire as he moves in on the ELC. But here I am. This is my preferred spot in the T29. I'm just going to roll right over the spot. That IS ducks away before I can get to him, but this other T29 is not nearly so cautious. I get a solid shot into his side. I fall back to reload, and then we're going to do this a lot, where we just pop up and just start use our turret to stay safe. There's a Tiger behind me, and the two Tiger tanks, T5 behind me. I know I've got excellent sniper cover. So my main job now is just to keep popping up, spotting them, and, you know, if I can deal some damage while I'm at it, all the better. Alright, that T29 has gotten to safety, so now I'm going after this IS-2. That bounced off. Oh, a Black Prince, but a badly damaged one. A much tougher challenge to penetrate from the front. His target's actually almost as tough as mine. Now check it out. The other T29 that I was engaging earlier, he's smart enough not to come out until after I've fired. Too bad for him. I have good sniper cover. He and I exchange bounces. Because after all, we're both shooting at the same tiny weak point on top of the other's turret. Check him real quick, then go after the Black Prince again. Ah, hit the armored part of his turret again. Now look at that, here he comes yet again. I'm able to dive back into cover, and he misses. Then he dives back into cover. We could keep this up for a while. Yeah, so at this point I'm worrying about that T29. I don't really want to expose myself to him if I don't have to, but at the exact same time, oh, there he is again. Didn't have a very good shot right there. As you might notice, I did not pull the trigger, just hoping for the best. I'm really waiting for good shots here. We're actually down 2 tanks right now. Both our scouts are dead, as are 2 of our tier 7 heavies. They've lost their scout and 1 of their tier 7 heavies. So right now the game is looking a little tricky. But, no, I missed him. Still, with me right here, the enemy team is got to be feeling some pressure. You can see how many of them there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are actually 8 tanks trying to hold out. Here comes an IS trying to push me. He gets tracked. I put a solid shot right through the front of his turret. And now he's being shot to pieces by the TDs, by the behaving TDs behind me. Oops, that didn't work out so well. Tricky business shooting at the rounded front of an IS turret. But there is one weak point. Right there in the cupola. Alright, T29 is very bravely tried to roll up to the front there of that. He's going to eat all kinds of damage because he's all kinds of exposed up there. There he is falling back. Now I'm going for this Tiger tank. Try and reduce the other team's DPM. Tiger tanks are very dangerous. He bounces a shot off me, that poor bugger. Oh, now he's yellowing it? Sure, why not? I'm still in a tough tank in a very tough position. If he wants to come over that ridge line, he can be my guest. And look what I do right here. There, I did get some damage in, and I've just tracked him on top of that ridge where all the others can shoot him. Now he's trying to track me in turn. Nope, not for you. Yeah, if you're ever defending this ridge, you gotta be careful how far forward you come. Oh, someone just shot me with a high explosive round. The T29 just shot me with a high explosive round in desperation to do something to my incredibly tough tank. I'm under no illusions. Boom, right smack dab into the commander's hatch. Oop, that was a penetrating hit. But once again, not a lot of damage. He only did about 200 damage there. So that might actually have been another high explosive round. There we go. Oh, the T29 AT behind me got him. Well, now the number of enemy heavy tanks over here seems to have been thinned out nicely. I can see that there's a smoldering wreck of a heavy tank on my left, so that T29 that was previously threatening over there is dead, so I can safely advance on the two Black Princes over here. Oop. I just took a hit from a T29 down that way, but all it did was damage my track again. So I decided to try and put this Tiger tank between me and him, and there he is in the distance. Oh, he's only got the 90 mil, the poor guy. But he still has the T29 trollishness for sheer ridiculousness. Yeah, Black Prince, almost like shooting on the T29, but blockier. Well, now it's looking good. Suddenly we're up 13-5 thanks to some precision shooting by my team. Oh, nice. Well, that last T29, he's underarmed and he's outnumbered, about 10-1. It's not looking good for him. And I will point out, this is actually with one of our IS tanks has been AFK this whole time. You can still see him sitting back there in A5. And I've actually done 3,192 damage. He also ate like something close to 4,000 damage. But as much damage as you just saw me absorb, one of the other T29s, actually, two of the other T29s actually absorb more. One is one of the two dead T29s, and the other one is actually going to get a steel wall, as you will see when I pull up the after-game stats. So now everyone's just converging on this last T29. Everyone hungry for more hit point damage. IS tank just clubbed him from the back, and now this near full health T25 is going to come over and finishes him off. So that was that. Good game and good night. So here's my stat screen for that particular match. As you can see, it's not technically a daily double, but this was during a special event, which was doubling all of my experience. So ignore that. But you can see 91% hit rate, so I managed to get the sniper badge. Very, very nice. 1,365 assistance damage, 3,192 actual damage done. As you can see, I engaged a pretty good number of enemy tanks. Include the ALC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus spotting another one. Matthias Richtofen there was actually ended up being the best player of the team. I also got the 30 vehicle resolution, so I ended up getting extra 150,000 credits, which is why the credit madness is so high. If we move on to the team score, you will see that, yep, I outdamaged everyone else, which is why I get 1,415 base experience. Got sniper. DV2 there, he's T29. He ends up getting the steel wall. He ended up eating even more damage than I did. And actually, right below him, you'll see Palatron. He actually absorbed even more damage than that, but was sadly destroyed before the end of the battle. And you can see quite clearly what the difference between the two teams. My team was actually shooting straight. Part of that is just the fact that, of course, a bunch of them were sitting back and were able to snipe based on the spotting of other tanks that were moving up to the front, whereas the enemy team all got stuck being engaged a small number at a time. So although almost all of them contribute, other than that ELC, who got smashed right there in the very beginning, they are being whittled down much more quickly by the fact that my team apparently was composed mostly of very good shots. I mean, look at this. Palatron, he's got the lowest scoring point of everyone, of a lot of the tanks in my team who actually did anything, and he did 1,700 damage. Space Monkey, 1,300 damage. You know, the three Tigers were on the bottom, weirdly, do not get much damage at all, even though they have very high penetration, high accuracy guns. You know, 2,300 by DV2, 1,600 by another IS, 2,400 by our T25, very nice game for him. 2,000 by another T29, 2,000 by another Tiger 2, and then I get 3,100. This is just crazy. We were completely out shooting these guys. This is one of the few times I've ever seen 4 people in a team get over 1,000 experience. The fact that I get, you know, almost 400 more than the next highest guy is maybe a touch unusual, but still kind of sort of crazy. And you consider that at one point we were losing 2-4, and yet we apparently just took these guys apart once they picked off the 2 or 3 guys who got stuck out where they can actually be shot at effectively. All right, so moving on to the final screen, you can see my own stats: 3,000 potential damage received. Very, very, very good. If I can dish out as much punishment as I take, I usually feel pretty good about it, unless I see a very high number of that potential damage. Then I just sort of kind of laugh and be like, hey, yeah, you were all shooting at me. It wasn't doing you much good, was it? 22 direct hits delivered, 13 of those penetrated. Yeah, bouncing a lot because, you know, shooting at Black Princes and T29s, that's going to happen. Took 12 hits, of which 4 penetrated. Only a couple of those did actual damage. Most of them were to my tracks, and then 8 non-penetrating rounds taken. Spotted 2, damaged 8, destroyed 3 of those. Traveled just shy of 2 kilometers. Would have made still a tidy profit with 56,000 credit income. Even actually, if I had been playing on a non-premium account, I still would have made approximately almost 12,000 credits. But here with the premium, hey, we'll just rake that up to, even without the special event, that's over 30,000 credits. So, a very solid game overall. So, good game and good night.